Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a process service monitoring policy that's going to monitor for a Windows service called Alerter. And if it's not running, we're going to run an automatic action which will restart the service for us automatically. So we begin by going to Edit, Add Policy. We add a service or process monitoring policy. We give it its name, so I'm going to call it My Alerter Policy. We then put in a description here of monitors the Alerter service. Okay, and then in the monitoring section we've got two choices. We can get it to monitor as a service or monitor processes. So in this case we're going to go for a service, and we're going to ask it to check that the service is running every minute. So we put a minute there. And then in the actions bit we then specify the service that we want to monitor. So I click Add Service. Then in the service name I'm going to put in Alerter. The display name, which also happened to be the same thing, was Alerter. And what we can specify here is if it checks the service table and the service isn't listed in it, whether I want it to tell me a message or not, i.e. that whatever application uses this service isn't installed in the box. I'm going to leave that one blank. And I want it to check to see if the service is running. If the service is not running, then I'm going to run an action for it. So the action I'm going to run is I'm going to create a message and run an automatic action for it. So I click here, I say Custom Message. I'm going to run a message called for this when it starts. So this is when it's detected that it's failed. I'm going to make it a critical message. I'm going to fill in the message group of Oracle, and I'm going to say Alerter service has died. What I'd like to do is I'm going to run an automatic action which will start the service for me. So I click on Actions, we click on Automatic, and then the command that we want to run is net space start space alerter. That's net space start space alerter. I'm going to ask it to put the output of the command in as an annotation. If the command was successful, I can also get it to acknowledge the message for me automatically. I'm not going to do that. I want to see the message in my browser. So that's my start action. So when OM detects that the service is not running, it will run my start action. When it detects that the service is running again, it will run my end action. So my end action, I'm going to ask it to define a special end action. So I'm going to ask it to generate a normal message and tell me that again I'm going to use the message group of Oracle, and it's going to tell me that the Alerter service is running again. Okay, so just to recap it, to set up a policy to monitor services or processes, you go to Edit, Add Policy, and you select Service Process Monitor Policy. And then in the policy, you specify, in the Properties tab, you give it its name, same as the other ones. Then you click on the Monitoring tab. You say that you want it to be a service process monitor, how often you want to check that the service is running, and then in the condition you specify the name of the service that you want to monitor. So what you have to be careful of here is that you use the exact same service name as is listed in Windows. And then when that service isn't running, then you can have it run a start action where it generates a message, runs an automatic action with it, and an end action when it detects the service has restarted again.